How much do data analysts really earn? Search online and you'll get all sorts of numbers, from modest to massive. So what's the reality? In this video, we're breaking it down with real salary data and real job ads so you can see exactly how your responsibilities and your paycheck might evolve over time. We're also checking in with Andreu, a working data analyst and instructor at Masterschool, to get his take on career growth in data analytics and what makes this career such an exciting choice beyond the salary. Are you ready? Let's talk money. Entry-level data analyst salaries. If you're new to the field, you'll probably start out as an entry-level or junior data analyst. So what kind of salary should you expect in the beginning? Looking at data from multiple platforms like Glassdoor, ZipRecruiter, and PayScale, the average salary for an entry-level data analyst in the United States is around $62,000 per year. However, offers can range from about $51K on the lower end up to $79K on the higher end, depending on the company and location. In Germany, entry-level data analysts can earn around 51,600 euros per year, based on the average across sources like PayScale, Glassdoor, and the Economic Research Institute. But again, it varies depending on location and sector, so your salary will likely fall somewhere between 44,000 euros and 65,000 euros a year. Junior roles tend to focus on fundamental skills and tasks. Things like cleaning and preparing data, writing basic SQL queries, and building dashboards in Tableau or Power BI. This is where you'll really hone your technical skills and start developing business know-how, setting you up nicely for the next level. Mid-level data analyst salaries. When you reach the mid-level stage, you can expect a hike in responsibilities and in salary. In the US, mid-level data analysts earn around $81,000 per year on average. But as ever, it varies depending on location, industry, and skills. So you're looking at a range between $62,000 and $97,000 a year. In Germany, the average salary for a mid-level data analyst jumps up to about 93,000 euros per year. That's according to the Economic Research Institute. While Glassdoor and PayScale paint a more conservative picture, you can expect your salary to fall somewhere in the range of 60,000 euros and 90,000 euros per year, with some leeway either side. The jump from junior to mid-level often reflects stronger analytical skills and more autonomy. You'll see a shift from task-based reporting to more strategic work, connecting the data to business goals and guiding decisions. Senior data analyst salaries. Once you've got about 5 years experience, you'll start moving towards the senior level, and that comes with another nice salary bump. For senior data analysts in the US, the average salary comes in at around $101,000 per year. In Germany, the average senior salary is around 114,000 euros per year, although there's greater variation for Germany-based salaries than in the US. So it's important to do your research. I'll show you how to benchmark your salary more accurately later on. And of course, more seniority means more responsibility. At the senior level, you're not just running reports, you're shaping strategy, guiding teams, managing more complex projects, and influencing product decisions. As we've seen, there's quite a jump between entry-level and senior data analyst salaries. So what does it take to get there? Next, we'll compare real job ads to see how requirements evolve as you climb the ladder. So, apart from your salary and your job title, what actually changes as you move from junior data analyst role onto a senior one? At the junior level, the focus is really on foundations. Things like writing SQL queries, building dashboards, pulling reports, and helping the team stay on top of key metrics. Once you move into a senior role, the emphasis shifts. You're not just handling data. You're influencing business strategy, you're spotting big picture trends, and helping to drive product decisions. The tools might be similar, but how you use them and the impact you have, it's a lot bigger. Let's compare two real job ads side by side to see what they actually look like in the wild. First up, we have a remote junior data analyst role at Sawit. The responsibilities listed here are exactly what you'd expect at entry level: collecting and cleaning data, maintaining dashboards, and helping analyze things like A/B testing and marketing campaigns. You'd also support senior analysts with reporting, and you're expected to be comfortable with SQL, Excel, and at least one data viz tool, things like Tableau or Power BI. The salary range for this role is between $50,000 and $65,000 a year, which is just about on par with the average junior salary of $62,000 in the US. Now, let's compare that to a senior data analyst position at Smart Asset, a financial tech company. This one's a big step up, both in terms of scope and salary. You're expected to work closely with department heads, uncover insights that drive revenue and growth, and build scalable, automated dashboards that influence business decisions. You'll notice there's a real emphasis on business impact and long-term strategy. The salary for this role is between $135,500 and $200,000 a year, which is well above the average of $101,000. That's a great reminder that the industry averages are just a benchmark, and your earning potential can actually be much higher. So, if you're wondering how to get from junior to senior, focus on building strong foundations first. SQL, Excel, reporting, and data visualization tools. But as you grow, shift your focus to deeper analysis, business thinking, communication skills, and the ability to connect data to decisions. That's what really sets senior analysts apart and earns you the big bucks. I wanted to know how this plays out in the real world. Here's what Andreu said.
Hi, I'm Andreu. I have a background in economics, and I'm an instructor in Masterschool. To explain briefly a little bit the progression that might take a data analyst to become a senior data analyst or senior data scientist would be individual contributor or going into management. Although I always say that the first year and a half won't look like that. The first year and a half, you will be learning, it will be your junior part of your career, and you just have to make sure that you learn from your seniors. And then from that point on, you need to decide if your strength will bring you into management or you prefer to be the sole contributor, that it's the expert, it's the guru of the company about that topic, and that will be your path. Both paths have a really good growth in terms of salary and in terms of needs in the sector, so both ways are completely acceptable.
We've seen quite some variation in data analyst salaries. So what does it ultimately come down to? Well, there are several factors at play. First, location. In the US, analysts in major hubs like San Francisco, New York, or Seattle tend to earn significantly more than those in smaller cities or rural areas. But of course, the cost of living is higher too. In Germany, it's a similar story. Salaries in places like Munich or Frankfurt are often higher than in cities like Leipzig or Bremen. And Berlin is somewhere in the middle, although it is becoming more competitive, especially for tech roles. Then you've got industry or sector. Some industries just pay more, like finance, tech, and healthcare. If you're working in fintech, for example, you can expect to be at the upper end of the pay scale. Roles in government or education, on the other hand, they're not as well paid, but they might offer more stability. Another crucial factor is your skill set. More advanced technical skills typically command a higher salary. So if you master things like machine learning, predictive analytics, and AI tools, your value on the job market goes up. Employers will also be looking at the strength of your portfolio and your prior experience. If you've already worked in a data-driven role or in a particular industry, you might get a head start on your salary. Finally, if you specialize in a specific niche, you can eventually branch out into different domains with even higher earning potential. That's the great thing about data analytics. It's a great springboard into other pathways, like data science or AI engineering, where it's not unusual for salaries to reach $150,000 a year and above. I asked Andreu for his take. Here's what he shared.
What would I advise to someone that wanted to scale their seniority and salary quickly as a data analyst? First of all, be driven, go the extra mile, not just accept your tasks, do your sprints, and that's it. Be proactive. If they ask you A and you first answer A, don't go to answer B first, but if you answer A and you propose B, that will show your boss and your senior co-workers that you have what it takes to go up quickly. And it's a really rapidly changing sector. So I've myself increased my seniority super quickly, and I've seen a lot of people that has done it as well.
If you'd like to learn more about where your data skills might take you, check out our video on the fastest growing roles in data analytics. You'll find the link in the description below. Next, I'll show you how to benchmark your salary. It can be hard to pinpoint a clear salary benchmark, especially when you're new to the field, but there are some tools and techniques that can help. Start with platforms like Glassdoor, Levels.fyi, and PayScale. These usually let you filter by location, years of experience, and even job title variations, so you can get a much more accurate sense of what people with your profile are actually earning. Another great tactic is to check out live job ads. More and more companies are sharing salary ranges up front, which makes it much easier to gauge what's realistic in the industry. And finally, don't forget the you factor, your own skills and experience. Maybe you've got expertise with a niche tool, industry knowledge from a previous job, or strong communication skills that help you translate data into action. These things can be harder to quantify, but they're incredibly valuable, and they give you real leverage in salary negotiations. And remember, a benchmark is just that. Use it to guide you in your job search, but don't get too fixed on a hard and fast number. Every role and candidate is different, so assess each opportunity on a case-by-case basis. All in all, data analysts have great earning potential, even the entry level. As you gain more experience, you can quickly progress to those more strategic, high-paying roles. Are you ready to become a data analyst? Then check out Masterschool's Data Analytics program and watch our step-by-step career roadmap. You'll find both links in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more career tips. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.